G'day and welcome to another slow and steady video here on the channel. My name is Katie and today is Tracking Tuesday, not with a video game, nope. Today I've drawn up a bit of a report and today is the anniversary of the wish listing of American Truck and Euro Truck on the consoles, the 18th of August. We all got terribly excited and you know, I was thinking, okay, it's going to arrive by Christmas of 25. It will be fine for the winter months. We'll be trucking, but there was no sign of it. And we have now pretty much gone through spring, almost through summer. It's the 18th of August today, and still no sign. So on the anniversary of the wish listing of American Truck and Euro Truck and the announcements of it coming to console, the 1 year anniversary, I thought we'd have a bit of a chat. So settle in, grab your cup of tea and let's go through it. So exactly 1 year ago today, console gamers witnessed something we thought might not happen. Out of nowhere, storefront pages for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator quietly materialized on the PlayStation and Xbox digital networks. For over a decade, these two huge titles from SCS Software have reigned supreme as the absolute kings of PC simulation. They aren't just games, they are therapeutic escapes, and this is why I want to lean into it with a bit of slow and steady. That'd be really cool. Basically a digital sanctuary of miles upon miles upon miles of asphalt. Sorry, as we just go off track here, what else have I got here? So when it arrived on PC, of course, millions of players who didn't own a high-end gaming PC rushed out to hit the wish list button. We expected a trailer, a developer roadmap, maybe a release date within a few months. Instead, absolute radio silence on the storefronts. I think we've had patches about, like the recent patches they've gone, is it 116, 117, 118, I think they might be on now. I have been looking at the patch notes, but instead pretty much we had radio silence. 1 full year later, the only update we really saw on our dashboards is those same torturous words, coming soon. And I check my wish list, it just says coming soon, and right now that is the case for so many games. Road Kings coming soon, Truck World Australia coming soon. What else have we got? Road Truckers New Beginning coming soon, Euro Truck Simulator 2 coming soon, American Truck Simulator coming soon. But because we're at the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of it going on a wish list, I don't know, man. I think that's a long time. Maybe there's been other games that have been sat on a, you know, on a wish list for a year after year. I don't know, but maybe it's because I'm just excited about this game. Within less than 1 month of the storefronts going live, SCS Software announced that they had already surpassed 500,000 on the wish lists. And by May of this year, they officially crossed that 1 million mark of wish lists. So think about that for a second. 1 million people holding on to an unreleased port with zero official gameplay footage. And again, we've not seen any console footage of Euro Truck and American Truck. We got the trailers, but they're probably taken from the PC, so we've not seen any official footage. Obviously, there's been loads of patches with the controllers and such. I think we'll come into that in a second. So, to understand the delay, we have to dispel the huge myth. A lot of gamers think porting a PC game to modern consoles like PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series SX is as simple as running the code through a converter, mapping the buttons, calling it a day. But SCS Software isn't porting a typical game. They are dealing with two titles that have been constantly built upon and patched, expanded and modified for over 12 years. The base engine of Euro Truck Simulator 2 dates back to 2012. It was coded in a completely different era of hardware architecture. Over the years, SCS have bolted new technologies onto this aging foundation, switching graphics, APIs, rewriting lighting engines, and expanding the map to a scale that consumes hundreds of gigabytes of storage data. Trying to neatly pack that massive legacy ecosystem into a console certification package without breaking the entire game is like trying to rebuild a commercial jetliner while it's in mid-flight. When SCS launched their Road to Consoles developer update series, they pulled back the curtain on the literal engineering nightmares that they have been tackling. So the first major roadblock is the interface. If you play these games on PC, you know that they rely heavily on a standard desktop navigation. You can use the mouse to click through freight markets, manage your trucking company, buy garages, and fine-tune your truck accessories. Then there's the button layout. In a standard truck simulator setup, you aren't just steering and braking. You have the controls for the engine brake, the retarder, the differential locks, the trailer lift axles, windshield wipers, multiple headlight modes, beacons, cruise control, multiple radio stations. A standard controller has roughly 16 inputs. SCS had to fundamentally reinvent how the player interacts with the truck. They had to develop highly responsive radial menus and contextual button combinations so that console players don't feel like they're playing a compromised version of the game. So yeah, so radial kind of makes sense. So hold L1 and there'll be like a radial menu. Hold R1, that'll be another radial menu. So that kind of makes sense, and I think that's probably the way that it's gone. But the biggest hurdle of all is optimization. Modern consoles are incredibly powerful, but they operate on rigid hardware boundaries. On PC, if a game runs poorly in a highly dense area like downtown Frankfurt or Los Angeles, the player can just lower their graphic settings or upgrade their hardware. On a console, the game must maintain a rock-solid frame rate across all regions. With dozens of complex DLC maps, real-time traffic AI calculation, dynamic weather, and advanced mirrors, rendering everything behind you simultaneously, getting these titles to run perfectly on home consoles is requiring a complete optimization overhaul of their internal Prism 3D engine. I've got to say, recently on Heavy Cargo, I think you could see that the vegetation in the wing mirrors was reduced, but I think that's achievable. This is SCS. This is what they do. They do heavy logistics, trucking, and I've no doubt that they'll get it done. I've no doubt that they get it done, but it's just time, isn't it? And I think, I don't know, I'm sure that they would release the game if they could, because there's a huge market, but they want it to run correctly. What they don't want is huge backlash saying that this doesn't run right, frame drops are here, screen tearing is here. So even though console version hasn't been officially released, PC players have actually been testing the console version without even realizing it. And of course they would be, because they've had to go through the patches and the updates and all the change to UI. If you look closely at the massive updates SCS Software has pushed to the PC versions over the last year, a fascinating pattern emerges. First, look at the complete user interface, which is what we were speaking about. Redesign rolled out in the update 1.50. So first look at the complete user interface redesigned that rolled out in update 1.50. The classic dense text menus were replaced with clean, blocky, tiled layouts. Why? Because tiles are incredibly easy to navigate using the D-pad or the analog stick controller. Then came the recent 1.61 beta patches, which fully introduced a fully reworked multi-function display system inside the truck cabins. This allows players to manage navigation, trip data, and vehicle diagnostics seamlessly through a single in-dash screen rather than opening full screen menus. SCS Software have systematically preparing their PC player base to align with the infrastructure required for the console versions. They are doing the heavy lifting in public, ensuring that the console version finally launches. It will feature perfect parity with the PC edition, allowing for seamless cross-platform features and unified feature updates. So, all this technical talk leads us to the ultimate question. Where are we right now? Is the game stuck in a development hell, or are we close to the finish line? Well, we finally have an answer. It is the biggest news of simulation community has received all year. SCS Software has officially confirmed their attendance at the major international gaming conventions, including their largest presence ever at Gamescom, and remarkably an appearance at the Tokyo Game Show. But here is the absolute kicker. They aren't just going to hand out keychains and show off pre-rendered trailers. SCS have officially announced that they're bringing a fully playable build of Euro Truck Simulator 2 running natively on the PS5 to the convention floor for general public to play. A project that has been shrouded in mystery and coming soon tags for a full year. It is now stable enough, polished enough, and optimized enough for the developers to let thousands of random convention attendees to sit down and play hands-on. This completely changes the narrative. This isn't a game stuck in concept stages or struggling through initial programming phases. This build is real, the console framework is functional, and the finish line is firmly in sight. So, what's the final verdict on 1 year anniversary of coming soon era? While it's been frustrating starting at an empty storefront page for 365 days, it's clear that SCS Software silence wasn't a sign of failure. It was a sign of meticulous preparation. They chose not to rush out a broken, unoptimized port just to make a quick buck off their 1 million wishlist fans. They wanted to make sure that when a console player sits down on their couch, turns on their TV and hits the throttle, they get the exact same premium, flawless experience that PCs have loved for over a decade. Given that the public playable PS5 build is ready right now, we can confidently predict that we're looking at a definitive release window within it. I couldn't commit. We'll have to see more at Gamescom. I just can't commit. Yeah, I don't know. Is it months? Where are we to now? August. Are we going to finally, just like we did last year, think, oh, we're going to be trucking through the dark nights of the winter and we can all head on those convoys? Hopefully. But the long haul is almost over. And the console community is finally about to find out exactly what PC players have spent billions of hours on these open roads. That's it, really. It's interesting. I sort of drawn that report up from different sources, and the paper drops down. And yeah, it looks like it's coming. It looks like they got a huge presence across some of the big game expos that's going on. So there we go. So maybe over the dark winter months, we'll get a chance to jump in our trucks, shut the door. I'm so excited. Turn the ignition on and just head out on the open road. From me to you, thank you for joining me on this Trucking Tuesday. Right now, we did do 5 videos on heavy cargo, and we're just waiting. This wish list of so many games coming soon. So right now, I felt like Trucking Tuesday is trucking news. So especially on the anniversary of the wish listing of Euro Truck Simulator 2, an American Truck Simulator. From me to you, thank you for joining me. If you like the video, smash like on the way out. It's always super appreciated. If you are subscribed, then thank you for being part of the SAS crew. It means the absolute world to me. If you're not subscribed and you kind of like your trucks, then maybe this is a channel for you. You've been made to feel most welcome here. From me to you, take good care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye.